Welcome back. 8:23 is your time. 6 years after one of the worst financial crises since the Great Depression, and most prospective home buyers still don't understand the concept of home loans and how they actually work. So school is in session this morning on Good Day Atlanta. Our instructor, real estate expert John Adams. Hey, teacher, I didn't bring you a shiny red apple today, but
that's okay.
But welcome. We appreciate you being here. You think this should be taught in schools, don't you?
I do. I think it's so important that Americans understand what home ownership is all about. It's typically the largest purchase we ever make, and yet we come out of high school, we come out of college really not knowing much about it.
All right, so you've put together the top 3 questions that we need to ask our lender, and let's begin with number 1. What is the actual interest rate?
You know, this is confusing because about 30 years ago, the federal government decided they were going to disclose everything, and they came up with a term called annual percentage rate, and they put that in big capital letters on these disclosure forms. That's not the rate you're paying.
Right.
Because it may involve costs, or it does involve costs that are either paid by other people or you're not paying at all. So it gives you a distorted view. Find out what the actual stated interest rate is on the note, and that's how much you're going to be paying. And it's critically important that you know that, because that's what's used to calculate your monthly payments.
All right, the bottom line here is how much cash am I going to need at closing, and what is my monthly payment going to be?
You know, we don't buy real estate typically based on a dollar amount. Instead, we take a look at how much is it going to cost me today, and then what will my monthly payments be? Obviously, the more you put down in cash, the less your monthly payments are going to be. So there is a relationship there. But if you don't know those things, you don't know what you're getting into. And the reality, Buck, is that I've seen grown men and women cry at the settlement table when they found out they didn't have enough money to buy the house that they had contracted for. So you've got to have these numbers in advance. Remember that these are simple interest loans, which means every month your lender takes the balance, multiplies it by the interest rate, divides by 12. That's your interest charge for the previous month. Anything else that's left over goes toward principal reduction. So you can take a 30-year loan and pay it off in 15 years, but you cannot extend the term by yourself.
And don't forget about closing costs and discount points. And
Absolutely.
All these things that confuse people.
Well, this is, you've got a lot of additional fees. In your closing costs, you're going to have discount points, you're going to have attorney's fees, and then you've got additional things like if there's an escrow account, you'll have to set that up. 1 year insurance premium in advance. All these things are lumped into your cash required at closing. And if you haven't done your homework and don't know what that number is, it can be a real eye-opener. So there's no excuse for not having that information before you sign on the dotted line to buy that house.
All right, question 3 is, can I lock in this rate? How long can I lock it in for, and how much is it going to cost me?
This is a real confusion and a real problem right now because interest rates change daily. And so you can imagine that lenders are reluctant to promise you that 6 months from today you can have this interest rate. Rates may change. And yet nobody wants to buy a house if they don't know what their rate's going to be. And so lenders will lock in typically a rate. In other words, promise you for the next 30 days, as long as you get closed in 30 days, we guarantee this rate. Now, they're taking a chance. The problem, Buck, comes when they don't get closed in 30 days. What happens? Nobody ever asked that question. Well, one of 2 things is going to happen. If rates go up, you're in big trouble. And if rates go down, you can usually get a negotiated lower payment. But if rates go up, 1, you may not qualify. 2, even if you do qualify, you may not want that higher payment because that's for 30 years. So what's the solution? You've got to get them to close within the time possible. And if anybody says they can close within 30 days, you better be on top of them daily.
All right.
Because there are a lot of things that have to happen before you get to that. That's exactly. And if you know the squeaky wheel gets the most grease.
All right, I bet we'll have a lot of questions coming up on Facebook.
Ooh, one more thing. I want everybody to get a copy of this booklet. We're going to be giving it away in our Facebook chat today, and it's Shopping for Your Home Loan. It's a 48-page brochure from HUD. It really does a good job, Buck, of explaining all the terms associated with mortgage loans. Our viewers can download it, and I'll be doing our Facebook chat for about an hour.
Excellent. Now, if you have real estate questions, head to the Fox 5 Atlanta Facebook page right now. John is going to stick around for the hour, and he will respond to any questions that you post. And also pick up your copy of Shopping for Your Home Loan. All right.